Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad that you found us here on YouTube and have joined our tribe of survivors of narcissistic abuse. So this is going to be kind of an extension of the revenge topic. You know, recently I had a friend of mine who was in a relationship, but he was not a narcissist. But we thought he was perfect. You know, she had been, she was married before and her husband had died, and she spent several years by herself. And so when she had met this guy and fallen in love, and he moved in, and they were like perfect for a couple of years, and I was just waiting for, you know, a phone call from her saying that he proposed. And instead, she just started posting all kinds of like heartbreaking things online about, you know, like just praying to God to help her through this. And so when we talked, you know, she just said that he had left. He had simply gotten up and walked out. Like, he left almost everything he owned behind. Like all his furniture. Like he packed his car with just like personal clothes and a few personal items and left. Now, and you would think that this is like a narcissist that did this to her. Like, and I was like, I had met him and like I thought he was great. Anyway, I'm going to try and get through this story quickly because it does have to do with revenge. You know, she was absolutely just heartbroken, but very, very soon after, you know, he left. Like, he left. He moved out while she was at work, and she found out that he was in town and he wasn't supposed to be in town, and someone had seen him at the airport and stuff. So she went home to see what was going on, and she like stopped him in the driveway. Like, he almost left without even saying goodbye or anything. But he still like abruptly left. She didn't find out a reason. And then a couple weeks later, she found out that he was leading a completely double life and had a girlfriend in another state. And he decided to go and live with her. And I'm sitting there going, like, my friend had such a tight-knit relationship with this guy. Like, I don't even know how he was able to have a double life like this, like have an entire separate relationship. Anyway, so she went from, like, after she found out that he was leading this double life and had left, like, she went from utter sadness and heartbreak to like a woman scorned. And she got angry, really, really angry. And it got nasty. Like, it went from posting, you know, things online of, you know, asking for prayers and comfort and, you know, and things like that, to just like posting about what an evil person he was. And she would like send screenshots of their text messages back and forth. And it was getting really bad. And she called me. She wants to know, like, because I do a lot of fitness stuff. I do a lot of boxing. I do a lot of martial arts and self-defense training and things like that. And I also do a lot of Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga. I do, you know, she called me, and I have a training facility at my house here with like a lot of weapons and equipment. And she wanted to come over, and she wanted me to like spar with her. Because she wanted to hit the heavy bag. She wanted me to show her some stuff. And she goes, I've got so much rage in me. She wanted to kill him. She was trying to figure out how to release all this, because she wanted to get in the car and drive to the other state that he was in and kill him. And she was freaking out. She didn't know what to do with it all. Now, like, okay, so she's not dealing with a narcissist, but, you know, breakups all have like a common thread of stages that you go through, especially when you've been cheated on in this like extreme way, you know. And she wanted revenge. Like, she wanted to see him dead. She wanted, kind of like, that part of us that, have those secret thoughts of really wanting to see someone else in misery because you feel so bad. You want them to feel bad. And that's like all you can think about when you're in the throes of that stage of the breakup, And I told her, like, she figured like the solution for her anger would be to, to come over here and fight and get it all out. And as someone who, like for me, like I'm someone who has worked with, fighting and boxing and tactics, you think that that's what you need. And I remember, I had run a school for fighting, and, sometimes you would get these young kids that just had so much, hormones running through them, these young kids, and they figured that they could do the same thing. They weren't going through a breakup, but they felt rage, and they didn't know why, and they figured that they could join, like, our network and get it all out that way. And I had to really explain to my friend that logically you would think that would work, but it doesn't. Because when you're feeling angry and revengeful towards someone, and angry, if you actually go and fight and spar and go into a cage fight, like, anger promotes anger. It makes it worse. It doesn't make it better. It will actually, you won't feel better. Like I told her, like, you can come over and we can spend an hour in the ring fighting, but you're not going to feel better after. You're not going to feel release. Like, you're actually going to you're promoting and feeding your anger by doing things like that. And my advice to her was, like, we can do that, but, we can work out that way, but, we have to do the other side. We have to do a very calming thing. That's why martial artists, they don't just fight and fight and fight. They, a proper martial artist will also, do Tai Chi and do the very soft, and Qigong, they'll do the very soft movements. And you can do yoga. So I told her, if you really want to feel better and want to know how to deal with your rage, you can work out your body to be exhausted to the point of where you're sore all over, and you can get it all out like that. But remember, you better do an hour of yoga and an hour of meditation after, and balance that out, because that's what will work. Exhaust your body, work it out really hard, get it all out that way. But you do an hour of meditation after and calm that right down, and then you'll feel good. You won't feel angry anymore. You'll get it out that way. But if you only do one side and feel angry and get into a ring or in front of a heavy bag and start punching and get even more angry, at the end of it, you're going to be tired. But the next day, you're going to be just as angry, if not even more angry. So, and that's what, my advice was to her, like, because I know that part works. If you, I remember, in our school, we would get these kids in that would have all this pent up, rage all the time for no reason. And they thought fighting would get rid of it. But you know what? On the days of the classes that we did nothing but Tai Chi and meditation, man, those kids got real calm and real peaceful, and that's because that's what works. So if you're out there and you're feeling so revengeful for what someone did to you and want to get back at them, and trying to control yourself and trying to get your mind occupied and don't know what to do, my advice is to go and work out your body so hard, like go do CrossFit or something like that, like something wicked hard, and then go and do some yoga and meditation. And if you don't know how to meditate, it's really, really easy. There's a lot of YouTube videos of it that way, but I'll let you find those out. I might do a meditation talk here sometime. because it's one of the things that makes you feel so good. I mean, if you wonder why so many people in the world do yoga and meditation, it's because it makes you feel good when you're done. So, and it gets addicting to feeling good like that, and that's why it's good. But also working out really hard and exercising your body so hard, and then going and doing meditation is the best cure for rage and anger and things like that. So, like, it also has to do with your mind as well, to exercise your mind in certain ways by doing movements with yoga and things like that. So, and another, just one more like thought that I did have when I was thinking about revenge, and like from the last video, and a lot of people made your comments, and I really appreciate all of those. When you think about wanting to take revenge on someone, the way my friend was, when she was trying to out him to the world about the things that he was doing and the things he was saying, and taking screenshots of, their conversation. She wanted the whole world to know what an evil person he was, and a liar, and a cheat, and a cheating bastard, and all that stuff, She had all that in her, and she wanted revenge. But the thing is, I don't think he was a narcissist, but the thing is, if you're dealing with someone who's a narcissist, doing things like that, trying to seek revenge, won't work. You want to give them a taste of their own medicine because they hurt you so bad. But be very cautious, because you have to remember that they don't have empathy. So when they hurt people around them in their lives, they don't feel the remorse, right? They're not sorry. They feel nothing. They can move on and get a whole new group of friends and a whole new supply, and they feel nothing. Even if they do it to their family, like you go back and listen to, the worst thing my narc ever did. It was pretty horrific, because, so when you want to seek revenge on someone and try to give the narc their own medicine, we are empaths. We are going to feel such remorse if we try to take revenge on someone, even if we think they deserve it. So if we do the same things to them, we're going to feel absolutely awful after it, because we want to go out to the new supply and tell them, like, hey, this guy's going to destroy your life. And you try to break them up, right? And hurt the narc in the process. But the thing is, if you do something like that, you're going to feel horrible. You're going to feel the remorse of doing such a shallow act to someone that is out of your character, and it'll damage you, right? So don't try to be like the narcissist doing these things, because they're not feeling remorse and empathy for their actions, but you will. And that's why revenge won't work. It just won't. And I want to tell everyone to be cautious out there. If you need to find an outlet for the feelings that you're having, going through a breakup with a narc, you hit that gym and you work out your body as hard as you possibly can, and then go and meditate and do some yoga, and put yourself in a really calming environment, and that's what's going to work. Don't try to come up with something that's going to hurt them, because, you might as well, just hurt yourself. You're just going to hurt yourself. Remember, you're not going to hurt them. It's only going to be you. You don't want to be like them, and you're not like them. So, thanks guys for listening to that story. I just, a friend of mine was going through that, and he wasn't a narcissist, but it's very relatable for, what we all go through with our narcs and with our breakups. And I hope you guys can, kind of take a little nugget of that and try to apply it to yourself a little bit. And be sure to leave me your comments. I would love to read them. Like, some of you guys have really had some, unique experiences with your narc and your breakup, and we can all learn and help support each other in the comments. So, and I promise I will read all of them, and I'll see you guys in the next video as we build our tribe here on YouTube of survivors post narcissist.